Good evening, everybody. I've brought in a few fellow comedians to join in for a Hangout session. Steven and Matt. And we're going to have Anthony show up in a few minutes. Let's see if he shows up. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got three different generations of comedy.
I'm only 36. I told you already.
Yeah.
That's just two generations. That's
yeah, but you
and I'm 105 pounds.
But you started the internet. You know what I'm saying? We're the internet generation.
No, that's true. I've never done comedy on the internet.
Yeah, you had to actually like go out there and be on stage and then meet people, network, try to get booked for another show in the future instead of like texting on the phone, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know, man. I like the internet stuff, to be honest with you. I need to get a lot more consistent with it. I've had a couple videos do like 4,000 views, but and I know I could do better if I actually did it consistently. But my lazy bone's too powerful. I don't know.
That's the main thing is being consistent. Like I haven't been getting the views I used to get like 5 years ago because I just haven't uploaded content. I used to get millions of views per like over 300,000 views a month. Now I just get like over 100,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
We agree with the idea that if you do stuff online, it needs to be more prepared, like a skit or something that's more of a. It's not as spontaneous. I think on stage spontaneity is what you need. But my sense of the things I've seen online has been stuff that is more prepared. You know, it's kind of like a skit or something that uses visuals. And I could be wrong about that. What do you think?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff I do like is shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like basically do a setup and then a punchline. You know what I'm saying? Just say something funny from 20 seconds.
Yeah. I think I mean, obviously you know more than I do about this space, but looking at it from where I've seen it, it really depends on the format online. Like even online, there's different categories. Like you got the shorts that are like 10 seconds to a minute long. Those are almost always scripted because they're usually little skits. And then you got like the online podcasts, which we're kind of doing now, which a lot of the times end up being some of the funnest stuff people watch. And earlier, I remember you were saying you like the interaction from people. A lot of the online live spaces do actually get a decent amount of interaction from the audience. So there's a little of everything on here.
Yeah, we got 3 viewers watching right now. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Yeah, there you go.
You know, what's happening? With the Friday Night Hangout Sesh, you know?
How did you guys get started in comedy?
Me, like, I'll start. Basically, I've always been a class clown my whole life, but what really inspired me was I took a date to see Whitney Cummings at the Comedy Store, and she made fun of me. I'm like,
that's funny.
How about you, Steve?
Yeah,
I was into comedy before. Were you? Go ahead. Were you not done? Sorry.
Oh, no. Yeah. I was like, after that, I just gave me the spark. Like, I can do this myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever I see a woman do something, I immediately think I could do that better. But for me, I've wanted to be a comedian ever since I was a kid, watching Chris Farley and stuff, you know, and Drew Carey. I was wearing the big fuck off nerd plastic glasses since the 90s because of Drew Carey. I stopped a couple years ago because everyone wears them now. Now I just wear metal frames.
Those type of glasses back in high school. Do you remember those wrestlers called the Dudley Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had those glasses. Oh man, I got made fun of so much.
But you talked about getting made fun of by a comedian. I got made fun of by Eddie Murphy once. I used to work at Disneyland, and I was stocking an ice cream cart. And there was this really cute little blonde girl working on one of the carts, right? And I'm like, well, I gotta shoot my shot. So I got to talk to her for a minute, and I guess I took too long for Mr. Murphy. because he screams. I guess he was waiting too long for ice cream, and he screams, "Hey man, go get laid on your own time. We want some fucking ice cream."
Yeah. So, Matt, what inspires you?
Actually, the first time I did stand-up, I was in high school. Our drama club, we used to go entertain people in nursing homes. And I couldn't sing, I couldn't dance, I couldn't do any of that stuff. And I was ripping off Bill Cosby material. I did it, I don't know, 6 or 7 times. And I thought, this is kind of neat. But then I didn't do comedy again for, 40 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was 36.
Well, I guess the best part of working at a nursing home was that you could just keep using the same material and it hits like new every time, right?
Oh, yeah. In fact, you could do the same material 5 minutes later and it was new.
You do the same material for 40 years.
Yeah.
Different.
I was backing up for a good start.
So have you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was asking that. Have y'all did the Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, like those places?
Yeah. I've done. I did a roast battle at the Comedy Store. I got made fun of by Bobby Lee. Really passive aggressively for about 30 minutes with my co-producer. That was fun.
Oh, that's a memory. That is Tiger Belly Bobby.
Yeah.
Funny.
Bobby Lee's a funny motherfucker, but like, I don't know, like he's really good at what he does. So part of you's like, are you fucking with me, or you genuinely don't know what you're doing? But he's a smart guy, so he is just fucking with you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, me and my co-producer Reza Asghari, we're doing a roast battle together at the Comedy Store, and we're like, well, let's just ask Bobby Lee. What's the worst he could do? Say no? No, there's worse than him just saying no. We asked him if he would be interested in doing our show. We're like, hey man, we'll pay for your gas. We'll give you some money too. What do you say? He's like, yeah man, that's just too far for me. Look, I get it. I don't want to be a dick. It's just too far of a drive, you know? Like if you had some girls down there and maybe some drugs, like maybe I'd be into it, but it's just too far of a drive, you know? And your show's too small and I'm too big. And that stretched out for about 20 minutes of him just basically saying, hey man, if you ever get bigger, I'll do your show, but I'm just too big to do your show. And I'm like, you just had to say no, man. It's all good.
That's funny. Oh, I got Steve. I got to tell you one time, man. Like I ran into Dane Cook in the bathroom at a Hollywood Improv, and I told him straight up, like, I'm going to miss your set. I'm going to miss your set, and he was like, oh, okay. You're going to miss it on the laugh.
Yeah.
Actually. For me, doing comedy was kind of a random act. It was more of an extension. I write novels. I write thrillers and mysteries. And one of the things I always do in my books, even in a tense situation, and you've seen this in movies or TV, even in a tense situation, you can have a funny line. It can kind of soften the moment and bring it down a little bit. And I had a couple of friends who kept saying, why don't you take some of this shit on the stage? And I what? And eventually I did. And it worked out. But my main focus was really writing books.
Well, it's interesting you bring books up because I've had an issue, and I'm not blaming you because you seem to be a smart guy, but have you noticed that when's the last time something very serious was written, especially by Disney? Disney's very guilty of this. Every time they're about to have a serious moment in a movie, it's always fucking kneecapped with a joke. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think you're talking about more like MCU than Disney in general. MCU,
they're the biggest perpetuators of this, but I've seen it all over, man. There's this great video on YouTube called Millennial Writing. It breaks a lot of this stuff down. I don't know. It seems like our generation really just likes to inject, like, never take anything seriously. Yeah. And it kind of sucks when you try to do drama.
We all grew up with what's that, Jon Stewart Daily Show? A lot of influence comes from that.
You know what's funny about that? A lot of comedians our age got into comedy to be political because of Jon Stewart and stuff, and that's cool and all. But like one of the lessons that I was that an older comedian told me when I first started doing comedy, and I kind of took to heart, was he goes, "Hey man, before you get political, before you learn to be political, learn to be funny." And I think a lot of people skip that step and they go straight to being.
They did that generation entirely skipped it. I mean, it was just like, oh, we got to be political.
If you do that, you can
for claps.
You can turn off half your audience by doing that.
There's nothing wrong with being political as long as you got. If you're already entertaining at baseline, you could add comedy. You could add politics to that, but a lot of them never get that baseline in first.
Yeah.
I like political humor. It's good when it's good. But if you're going for clapping rather than laughing, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, folks are going for the claps rather than the laughs. I mean, just like most young community, like millennial and younger. I grew up in the Chappelle show. Chappelle.
Yeah, man.
They portray some. They're the kind of comedians that right now would be canceled. You know, so like, have y'all seen the Dave Chappelle getting protested on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the type of humor that was funny to us 20 years ago is now like not woke enough or not
well, the funny thing is it's normal for that to happen. Like there's always generational shifts, right? But I feel like from millennial to Gen Z, which I don't think we have a Gen Z in here, but from our generation to Gen Z, it feels like there's been 4 generational shifts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they grew up entirely by the internet. It's hard to I don't understand Gen Z. It's hard to have a conversation with Gen Z.
Yeah. Every time I have a couple Gen Z, not a couple. I have like 2 Gen Z friends, and they're well intentioned and all, but like it's weird. They're like a weird combination of extremely outgoing and extremely shy. Like. They want to be the center of the attention, but you try to get them to talk to a girl, and they're like, "Oh shucks, man, I don't know."
Yeah, they just rather make just TikToks of them just dancing in front of the public.
Yeah,
I've been seeing at the mall like just people just doing TikTok dances like on the streets and stuff. Like what?
Oh man, luckily I haven't had to run into that.
All right, here comes the other guest, Tone Mac. Welcome aboard, brother.
What's up, fam? How you feeling?
What's good? We're doing good.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Talking about TikTok and Gen Z comedians, how they're all super sensitive towards jokes.
Yeah.
The good Gen Z comedians are really good though, so we got to give credit where credit's due. Every generation has their shitty comedians.
Does that Matt Rife kid count as Gen Z or is he millennial?
I think he's Gen Z. He looks pretty young. Like he's probably like in his early 20s. I think. Like he looks old for white. He looks old to everyone else because he's white. But like for white people, he looks pretty young.
Let me see. I'm looking at him right now. Oh, he was born. Yeah, he's right there. He's born in '95. He was like
what are you smoking there?
Nothing.
What's y'all take on the Gen Z? What's y'all take on the Gen Z comedian?
Hey, let me ask you something. The one of the things that I see is, and I'm just wondering what you've been encountering, this kind of politically correct mindset, the kind of woke mindset, where if you say certain words or you bring up certain topics, people freak out. It's like they don't understand that this is comedy. They think it's serious.
Yeah, I feel like that's going away though. Thankfully, I would agree with you. Like maybe like 2-3 years. 2016 is when it really popped off. All that stuff. But lately,
I see why it came from Tumblr. It came from sites like
Tumblr stuff. When they shut down Tumblr, it infected the rest of the internet. But I do feel like it's going away. Like I see a lot of comedians that people attempt to cancel, and they just come out with the 2 middle fingers blasting, and it's not working as much as it used to.
Like Tony Hinchcliffe. Y'all heard that one joke Tony Hinchcliffe made about Chinese? It was offensive too, like make a chink joke. It was like, that's you. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. He didn't apologize at all. He still got his podcast.
Yep, that's happening now, and I don't know if this was part of the podcast or part of the pre-talk, but the whole micro audience thing is a real big reason that people aren't able to get canceled anymore, because a lot of people are supported by their fans rather than advertisers or anything. You know what I mean? And their audiences a lot of the time are ride or die.
Yeah, just think about the biggest YouTuber right now, Mr. Beast. Like, have you heard of Mr. Beast?
Oh yeah, they keep trying to cancel him for helping people. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm pretty sure Matt and Tone Mac never heard.
No,
I
fucked with Mr. Beast. I ain't
I heard of Mr. Beast, but like most folks like haven't heard. Well, like who's Mr. Beast? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't do what we do and not know who Mr. Beast is.
Let me just give him a quick synopsis. Mr. Beast is this YouTuber that his whole channel is doing these crazy stunts, but he takes the advertisement, he takes all the money he makes on each video and puts it towards the next video, so they just keep getting bigger and bigger. So he started out with giving like a pizza guy $100 tip and videotaping his reaction, and at this point, he's like throwing Lamborghinis into giant shredders and building 100.
Doing Squid Game, real life Squid Game.
Yeah.
The challenges do be crazy though. Some of the challenges do be crazy.
He's probably the other biggest YouTuber for Mr. Beast. Like, zero person never heard of him, but they're internet celebrities. I mean, that's the whole point making right now, because like everything's become mixed. There's no general.
Yeah, I kind of like that though. Like, everyone has like their own little niche language. It kind of sucks when you try to talk. Because remember back in the day, I think most of us still remember the 90s. Like, you'd go to school and all you and your buddies would talk about the last Simpsons episode or the last King of the Hill. And you all had that common core of thing. And now, like, whenever you meet someone new and you like, hey, man, have you seen For All Mankind? No, man, never heard of it. Have you seen this thing? No, man, never heard of it. All right.
Yeah,
too much stuff out, like, man.
It's, you know, saying that the only like the word was like water cooler. You know, saying like all the water cultural aspects we have right now are like MCU movies.
Yeah, and those are going away too because they kind of suck.
Yeah, they're garbage. Or Game of Thrones. That's like the last like common show like we all watch. You know what I'm saying? Now it's
dude,
like
The Walking Dead. Remember how good that shit used to be? Were you guys into that?
Yeah,
I've seen one episode.
And now it's
right.
You got like 7 different shows going on now.
Yeah, I watched The Walking Dead and go to sleep.
Man, I used to love The Walking Dead, but they kept playing around too much, man. The show they were fucking with the audience, it felt like, and I just rage quit that show. Fuck you guys.
It just went on for too long. It just went on way too long.
Yeah.
Same thing with Game of Thrones, but you know.
You guys, from what you're talking about, it sounds to me like there's a whole lot of fragmentation, which I'm really not used to, because for me it's just live shows. You know, that's what I enjoy. I'm not doing this to try to become a big hit. I do it because it's a hell of a lot of fun and it's a challenge. It's the toughest writing that you can possibly do. But it sounds like you're talking about all sorts of fragmentation on the internet, YouTube, places, live. It sounds bizarre from my perspective.
We kind of
that's how split everything has gotten.
We got to do everything. We got to do.
It's called a cross-platform promotion. You know what I'm saying? It's like the best way to promote yourself in comedy now. Like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, a lot of stuff, social media.
But as much as things change, the more they stay the same. Even though everything's gotten all fragmented, like we're saying, the biggest rule is from the old days is still the biggest rule from today. You got to be consistent. If you're consistent, it'll work out for you. And it's still the same. You know what I mean?
Do any of you guys write for other comedians?
No.
I thought the only other thing I've written other than comedy jokes is a movie, a short film.
The closest thing to writing for someone else I've ever done is I'll give someone a tag when I hear their joke, but I don't think that really counts.
Like we
used to do a thing locally here. I live in Reno, and every so often, because there were there were about 12 comedians that we all knew each other, and we'd see each other just about every week. And you'd get to know certain material from these other guys. And every so often we would do a show in which you didn't do your own material. You did somebody else's material. And it was a riot because it had a whole new shift. Somebody would take a different slant on the same material. And
man, there was a mic I used to go to in Long Beach where basically they had jokes written on a piece of paper. They had in the
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Made a joke. That was fun.
I used to. That's where I grew up in Long Beach. Was that Shane? Was that one of Shane's things? I remember seeing that. I don't remember who hosted it though.
Shane Bianchi? That's what you're talking about?
No, Shane Michaels, I think his name was.
Oh.
He ran a lot of open mics in Long Beach back in the day.
I want to ask Toe Mac, like, what is your main scene? Are you mainly doing LA comedy or other cities?
So I'm San Diego based. So my main two, I go to San Diego, LA. I've been in Long Beach. I'm getting more frequent.
I can't hear him.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear him. I think it's on your end, Matt.
Okay.
So like San Diego, I mostly do San Diego, and then I go up to like LA, Vegas, then to Long Beach. I'm getting frequent and over in the East Coast as well. So I've been in the East Coast a couple times doing some comedy out there. That's where I started at. So I'm kind of all over the place now. So I'm just doing multiple different.
Yeah, I'm for y'all. Like, I like the East Coast scene. I mean, because the folks are there aren't easy offended compared to like the West Coast.
I mean, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at like you'll be surprised at what people get offended by. That's the thing. Because like as a comedian, we gotta be politically correct. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to be, but we're like nobodies right now, so we can get canceled because like people just don't like us. People don't like a certain joke. You know, I've been kicked out of a place because I told a joke and somebody didn't like the joke, and I was like, well, it's fucking comedy, bro. Like we can all laugh, you know what I'm saying? But like my attempt is to make a joke out of something that I think is serious, but make a joke out of it.
Yeah, folks are just just the PC. You know what I'm saying? That sense of PC mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, I mean, you can't like put the boundaries like you know what I'm saying? Like Patrice O'Neal or Dave Chappelle used to do. Those are my two big things.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that now in a sense. Well, Dave Chappelle gets a pass because he's Dave Chappelle. You know, like he can say whatever he wants, and he's been canceled multiple times. But we all love Dave Chappelle. He's not gonna. To us, he's the GOAT. You know. Patrice, again, different time. Like Patrice O'Neal, he would have got canceled, bro. He would have got canceled.
No, look, I agree with you. He probably would have been canceled, but he still would have been rich. Like,
right. No doubt.
Have you seen YouTube and how all this red pill shit is taking off? They basically should call it Patrice pill. Like most of the guys talking are just using his jokes and basing giant fucking scripts off of them and shit. You know what I mean? Like Patrice was like the godfather of that shit.
Exactly. He said what folks didn't want to hear.
Yeah,
right.
Like one of my favorite jokes he ever told was like, "I love my life. I love my wife. I love her over there. Just stay over there." There's so many like online channels that the whole shit is just that now. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you. They pretty much bit his style and like using it to their advantage. You know, that's the thing that we get now.
I don't like. To be fair to those channels, I don't think they ripped off Patrice O'Neal per se. I just think that if Patrice O'Neal was still alive, he'd be bigger than all of them. Because a lot of the stuff he's talking about are stuff that guys would talk about, like in locker rooms and shit. Mm-hmm. But he was a true genius comedian. So he took it to the next level. So I just want to give some credit, but to be fair to you,
talking about if we're like really high, blazed out, just saying what's off the top of our mind. You know what I mean?
I mean, Patrice O'Neal is GOAT status as far as like comedian wise. He's like our favorite comedians. That's their favorite comedian.
Matt, is your favorite comedian David Crosby?
What'd you say?
Say that again.
Who was your favorite comedian again? Was it Dean Crosby?
The first comedian where I was ripping off his material?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Cosby.
Oh, Bill Cosby. Yeah,
when I was in high school, I was doing stand up using Bill Cosby material because I had no idea how to do stand up.
That's funny.
But it went over well because it was old people.
Imagine if all that news about Cosby came out in the 70s. He would have been gone. He would have been canceled back then.
I know.
But again, I know. A different time, bro. You gotta think like comedy is like it's like time waves. It's like back in like the 60s and 70s, you can get away with some of that stuff back then. Then you hit the 80s. The 80s is like I think prime 80s, 90s, early 90s is prime comedy because we can say whatever the fuck you want. You know, Eddie Murphy kind of kicked the door open. You can say whatever you want, and then like late 2000s.
It wasn't Eddie Murphy, it was Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was the guy.
Like what I'm saying, like 70s, 80s, but like the shit that Eddie Murphy did in Raw, bro. Like, come on.
Did you guys ever see the original 6 episodes of Richard Pryor show that he did for television? It might be on Netflix. Oh my God! It is. First of all, it's hilarious, but second of all, you wonder how in God's name did they clear him to do that? And that's probably why it only lasted 6 episodes. They pulled him off the air. But if you can find it, it is hilarious.
It's probably on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've seen it out there somewhere. But it was really at the very beginning of his career, and he pushed the borders so far they threw him off TV.
Yeah, threw him off TV and into movies.
Yeah.
Or just like George Carlin, you know what I'm saying? Another OG of comedy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
George Carlin's comedy was very digestible. Very digestible. That's the thing.
Yeah, he was like a clean edge. God, I gotta start remembering names. What's the name of the comedian that always wears the leather jacket and goes, "Hey, oh, tickety tock"?
Andrew Dice Clay.
Andrew Dice Clay. I feel like George Carlin was like a clean cut version of Andrew Dice Clay, like very like jokey jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's funny. One of my favorite older comedians was Red Fox.
He had 7 words you can't really say. You know what I'm saying? You can't really say on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear it on Netflix all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess to us he's clean cut, but back then he really wasn't, was it?
He was he was that edge back in the 60s.
Yeah, but 60s edge is like fucking beveled edge now.
I mean, just think about Bill Cosby being cut back then. Being cut from any of his comedy.
Nah. I don't know. Who was your favorite comedian?
Mine? Are you talking to me? Or
yeah.
No,
I'm talking to you.
Me? Yeah, mine was Chappelle. Chappelle, Chris Rock, Patrice, George Carlin, and Bill Burr.
All right, Bill Burr's good. I like Bill Burr.
Let's fuck with some Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen his first a few times. Yeah.
I liked Louis C.K., but I like him more now that he came back after being canceled, and he's kind of going "fuck you" to all the people that tried to cancel him.
Yeah,
but
years and he came right back.
One guy I really enjoy who isn't famous yet, shout out to him, is Andy Picaro. Have you guys ever worked with him?
I haven't heard of him.
No, he's a funny guy, man. If you ever see him, work with him. He's a great guy. He's like this East Coast chubby kind of Italian-looking motherfucker. He's just a real funny guy. He doesn't have like the AO thing, so don't get that out of it. But he has an East Coast vibe to him, and he's a real funny, observant guy.
Okay, I have to check him out.
Yeah.
So who's done comedy? Let me ask y'all. So who's done comedy like in the Bay Area? Nothing Bay Area, Seattle, like those super progressive.
Yeah, I've done it.
Hey, sorry about that. No.
Yeah, there's like a buzz, man. Tone, you mind muting your mic for a second? Because I think it's you, to be honest. There, did it go away? Everyone talk?
Yeah, I don't mess with it, but I think it's from Tone Max.
Yeah. I think it's you, man. I don't know what's going on. Your mic sounds real buzzy. Maybe you're getting some feedback.
Now?
Yeah,
Me?
if you got some headphones you could put on, that might be able to work. No, Matt, you're good.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was trying to ignore it at first, but it was getting worse. You know, it's going to ruin the audio for the whole stream. But you've done Bay Area comedy, you were saying, or were you just asking us?
Because like that's the scene. Like I did an open mic in Seattle. That's the scene where folks get really offended fast over any type of joke.
I'll tell you, I've only done a small thing in the Bay Area, but it was about 10 years ago, and I fucking loved it and hated it. It was the best and worst experience of my life. My buddy, Rezi Asghari, he's my co-producer for my show. His car got broken into. They stole everything out of his car, but they left 2 joints on the dash. Like, hey, man, we know this is bad. You're going to need these. They stole the rest of his weed, but they left him a little something. And there was this time, it was me, Rez, and these other 2 comedians we were friends with. And we're at this bar doing a show. And it's going great. Everyone's having a good time. I'm not smoking at the time because I'm trying to get a job as an electrician, so I couldn't really smoke weed anymore. But they're all blazed out of their minds. And there's this really weird, real San Francisco homeless bum-looking dude that comes up and talks to my friends, and they're all high as fuck. And he's like, "Hey, man, you guys are really funny. I really like you guys. You guys should come out to my RV. It's in the middle of the park. I'll make you guys paninis." And I'm like, I'm the only sober one there. I'm like, no, we're not doing this. They're like, and they're all high as fuck. They're like, yeah, man, that sounds like fun. We can go look at nature. I'm like, it's 1:00 in the morning. This dude's trying to stab us. So I had to talk them all out of it. It was a fun night.
That's funny.
Memorable night, I guess, is the word, not fun.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry about that. That's somebody calling my phone. It's not the end of the stream yet. It's just the
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll just let it go.
Matt, you ever done any San Francisco work?
Yeah, a couple times. The thing I remember is talking to local comedians, and oh, Chris, I can't think of what's his name. He's dead now. Big San Francisco comedian, Robin Williams.
Oh, Robin.
I remember them telling me if Robin Williams walks in, because I was in this one club where he would pop in and test material. They said immediately hand him the mic, get off stage if you're on stage. And I said, oh, is that out of respect? And they said, no, people think it's out of respect, but the reason is if you continue with your act, he will steal all your material. And I said, holy shit.
Yeah. I've heard that about him too. And
yeah.
I've also heard, though, if you called him out on it, he'd pay you for it, but not everyone's going to go call him out for it.
Right. Man, he was wild. He was hilarious.
Yeah, and when you have that much charisma and talent, I can see how he would justify it to himself. He's like, hey, man, this great joke is getting wasted on this guy who doesn't even know how to perform it right. I'm going to take it and take it to its max. Because fuck this guy, he can't even raise it to the next level. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, man. Robert can take it to the max level because of his delivery. He just has the silliest ass. He has a silly ass delivery.
I wish someone would have shaved his arms like Samson, because I'm pretty sure all his humor was held in his arm hair. Imagine like a baby seal. No, but think about it. Imagine let's say instead of killing himself, he got cancer and he lost all his hair. Would he still be as funny? Just picture like a seal smooth Robin Williams up there trying to be funny. I don't know.
So we should put testosterone on our forearms, and we'll be funnier. Is that
no, testosterone makes your hair go.
As it is right now,
fall out.
All this arm hair I got a lot of arm hair.
What's that stuff you use to grow hair?
I don't. Propecia, isn't it? But it makes your dick not work too.
Yes. So
that's a weird trade-off.
The secret to success is to have hairy arms. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's the. I feel like the guy who invented Propecia was like the devil from the Twilight Zone. Like, oh, I'll make you grow all your hair back, but your dick isn't gonna work. So, like, why am I growing my hair back?
I gotta tell you, I got the worst trade-off. Like, I got chest, arm hair, but I have no hair right here.
Oof.
Not the only person who has it.
That's like
I got really lucky. I got really lucky with my hairline.
Yeah, I lost
Tone,
it first.
Does it? Can you hear the buzzing noise?
You're good, man. You're good. It's better. Yeah, if you can't fix it, don't stress about it. You sound better anyway.
All right, that's it. Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, anything you want to talk about, Tone Mac? You know, bring up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just getting to know y'all, fam. Like, I mean, where y'all located at?
I'm in PV.
PB. All right, yeah, you close to me. PB. All right.
Yeah,
I'm up in Oceanside.
No, sorry. Yeah, San Diego, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be down there for Christmas near the Indian casinos.
Word. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, let me ask Tone Mac, do you know TK Carlson? PK Carlson?
TK Carlson. The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's a blonde queer guy. Big blonde queer guy.
Sounds familiar. I mean, you mean?
Yeah, he's around. He's always around like the Laugh Factory.
Yeah. You go out to Laugh Factory?
Yeah, I went to one in Hollywood. I used to go there. I used to go to like last year a lot. Don't say it's 2 minute sets.
Mm-hmm. What do y'all feel about 2 minute sets? Like, I think that's 2 minute sets. What you think?
Am I auditioning for TikTok? Because it makes sense then.
That's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to come up with material that's going to hit in 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You can't build up to the joke like you can doing like 7-10 minutes.
Well, right. If I could put my Booker hat on for a second, it does kind of make sense. Like, if it's a good way to test if a comedian can, like, burst out of the gates charging, you know what I mean? But I prefer to see a longer set in general, though, because even if they have that energy to burst out with a great joke, it could be like the stock market where it's like,
yeah, okay. Where's your next shows at? Where's your shows going on?
I'm doing the Wrigley Comedy Chew. That's my show. January 30th in Long Beach.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Check us out on.
Hopefully you can book us. You know what I'm saying? Book May. You know what I'm saying? Book us in the future show.
Yeah, I mean Long Beach.
And we'll see. I'm letting my co-producer handle all the bookings since I'm on the road now. But I'll send him your guys' info.
Oh, cool. Good looking, my man. Yeah, I'm looking to get booked into a future comedy show. I've mostly been doing open mics. Mics in the South Bay of LA area. I haven't really done the Hollywood scene in a year.
Oh, come to Oceanside, boy.
Yeah, I might drive down there. You know what I'm saying? I've done a few mics in Orange County. You know what I'm saying? So I might do
popping
that.
up. So on Thursdays.
Jan, you ever do the John Lovitz Club? It's in Universal City.
No, I haven't been there.
No, you never. Oh, okay.
You been there, Steven? John Lovitz Club?
No. I heard of it. I haven't been to it yet. But Tone, I'll if that offer was going my way too, I'd love to take you up on that. A couple times I've been to San Diego. I've been a ball, man. I'd love to do it again.
Dude, pull up, yo. Oceanside on Thursdays is always welcome. It's some solid people out here because Thursdays is super popping, dude. That's when they have the market. So there's two comedy spots on the same block on Thursday. So one's a jazz bar, and then the other one is like a sports bar, but they both do comedy on Thursdays.
Let's exchange information after this so we could so you can help me set all that up. Because I've been wanting to go to San Diego again. I did San Diego one time like 5 years ago, and I fucking loved it. I wish I had gone back more often.
See, isn't it stream awesome? You know what I'm saying? Bringing all y'all comics together, you know, network, you know, collaborate.
Yeah, fam.
Yeah.
Like
that's why I made the stream. That's why I created the stream, to be serious about it. Like, to help you guys get a platform. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I want to link up with more people that's just trying to work, bro. Like people, I know a lot of people, they're not trying to really work. I'm trying to I'm trying to hit spots, go different cities. Like I've been traveling too, so I've been traveling doing stand up, going to like the East Coast, like the Midwest, Chicago. So I'm just trying to find people who are like, yo, we can just go out and travel, go to a spot, get a hotel or some shit, and just hit the city, fam.
Let me ask. Have y'all been on the Kill Tony podcast?
I haven't been on the Kill Tony podcast. I know what it is though.
I've almost been on there twice. And one time they called my name John, and then I was about to get up, but some white guy got up and he said the last name, John B something. Like, oh dang, that would have gave me my career huge boost. Just think
Man,
of
I was supposed to. I was supposed to do it a couple days ago, funny enough. But long story short, have you guys ever heard of a band called Houndmouth? No, I didn't think so. Yeah, it's kind of like this folksy indie band. I like them, and the girls that watch them are pretty cute. But I was supposed to go down there to watch a show with my buddy. I'm trying to get him a girlfriend, and he broke his leg, so we couldn't make the show. And we were going to go do open mics too, so that kind of fucking destroyed my whole December plan. So don't break your legs, because you're going to let me down. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you literally broke your leg.
Yeah. Like, think about me before you get hurt. That's all I'm saying.
We got somebody else going in. Who's this?
Oh, he's back.
Oh, you got another camera?
Nah, so I'm on a laptop now, so we all.
Sounds way
there
better.
There you go. You sound way better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, excuse me, y'all. We're about to wrap this up in 5 minutes. So anything else y'all want to bring up?
To check out my comedy show, plug if that's okay. The Wrigley Comedy Chew on Facebook, and you can find all the information for my show there. On Instagram, I'm Steven_Torres. I post my show stuff there, and I also got a YouTube channel just called Comedy Chew. I post
like chewing something.
Yeah, like comedy, like chewing gum. Our logo is like a piece of gum. Comedy Chew. Yeah, I post up videos of comedians that have been on my show, and I've done a couple skits on there myself. I'm trying to make it grow, but I got to take my own advice and be more consistent. But that's about it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see your channel. Oh, there we go. Yeah, because the algorithm, they don't really help out small channels.
No, you gotta really put the work in to blow up. That's the thing. And a shout out doesn't hurt.
Well, exactly. I'm gonna shout the channel right now, Comedy Chew, and I'm about to leave
I just started following you, Steven.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Just a heads up, there's going to be a decent amount of trucker humor coming up on there.
There you go. There's the channel right there, Comedy Chew.
John, what's your Instagram? I got you on Instagram.
Yeah, my Insta is John Clem 310.
Clown Pill. Ah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Like that.
You know what I'm saying? You got the red pill, got the blue pill, and then you got the clown pill. We don't really take anything seriously.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what it is. That's why I'm smiling so much. You're my people. It takes a while to figure out who's your people on the internet, but I think we're in the same space, buddy.
Very well. I mean, you're friends with Vito, aren't you?
Yeah. I guess I should have been my clue.
Yeah, the guy that went to the Chappelle protest at the Netflix building got his sign taken away.
Oh God!
I remember all that. On that day. I walked to it and I just missed it.
I have a question.
Oh, man.
Who's one comedian you're looking forward to seeing live?
Say that one time.
Who's one comedian that you're looking forward to seeing live?
One comedian.
Joe Rogan, just because I think I'll be able to get some discount elk meat at his shows.
That's funny.
No, I genuinely.
I want to see Michael Che. I want to see Michael Che one.
Michael Che. That's not one that people throw out. That's not one that people out here throw out.
I like Michael Che stuff. I like his HBO show.
His show was great. It was actually a great show. Very slept on show. What do you think? What do you think about his stand-up special?
Yeah,
The
I like
Netflix.
his brand. Yeah, I haven't really seen his stand-up special, but I like his brand of humor.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he's not really scared to like go outside of the PC. You know what I'm saying? Go outside of
Right.
like the PC acceptance. You know?
Right. Okay.
Yep. That's a good one.
comedian I want to see. I want to see two comedians live. I want to see Gerard Carmichael, and I want to see Andrew Schultz.
I'd like to see Andrew Schultz.
Andrew Schultz, I think it would be really dope to see him live. Just the way that
Guys, it sounds like we're all talked out.
The way that he's doing comedy right now, I think that all comedians should be leaning more towards that path.
Yeah,
my personal opinion. He's
internet and all that, social media.
Well, he's laying the groundwork for what we should be like doing.
I mean, pretty much why this live stream was inspired by Flagrant 2. Part of it.
Fuck it.
Well, Tone, I will say this though. Don't let yourself fall into that trap, man. I've heard older comedians talk about this too. Everyone thinks, oh, Leno's the way you make it. And then everyone thinks, oh, Chappelle shit. Like, there's always different paths that everyone thinks is the path.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget, like, nothing is set in cement in this fucking industry. Eventually, you got to do your own shit.
I'm not saying like copy them. I'm just saying, like, in a sense, like back then it was you had to have a late night special, right?
Yeah,
you had to, or you had to have like you going on tour, you have an act. But right now we're in such a beautiful time of comedy where we kind of our own marketers. We're kind of our own.
Yeah. Let me tell y'all guys. Like, I know a few comedians that like got like HBO like shows. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys heard of this comedian Hannah Enbiner. She's on this HBO show Hacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she started in the same open mic scene I was, and Jared Goldstein. Have you heard that name, Jared Goldstein?
I haven't heard him.
Yeah, he's on Black Mirror. Netflix Black Mirror. Yeah, they made it. You know what I'm saying? They made it just being on social media, being on the internet, network with our comedians, being booked on the shows, and they made it.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, just don't forget, all we are is the town jester looking for their fucking town. Like, we're all, if we keep looking hard enough, we'll find our town to make laugh.
Matt, anything you want to bring up?
No, unless you want to talk about your biggest bomb. That's always fun to talk about.
Biggest bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's end it with that. The biggest bomb.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, Steve. You can start.
Oh, you want me to start? All right.
Go ahead, Steve.
Did you guys ever do Flappers in Burbank?
Burbank? Yeah.
Oh God. All right, so I was doing Flappers in Burbank on their what's that shit called? Uncle Clyde's comedy contest or whatever. Their little contest thing. And I was all cocky and shit for some reason. I don't fucking know why to this day. I don't know why I thought I could do good. Anyway, I've done comedy before. It's not like that was my first time. So I go to do my act, and it's all going well. It's going okay. But I decided to close on the Gangnam Style dance because I was fucking retarded. And, oh man, I never bombed so hard in my life, man. They gave me plain potatoes. I cried them into fucking French fries, bro. There was enough salt on them. It was terrible. I never showed my face in that club again after that.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
How about you, man?
I'll say my worst bomb was. So y'all remember when like Chris Rock or Will Smith slapped Chris Rock?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like right around that time. It was a couple, like maybe like a week or so after that, doing a show in San Diego, and the crowd was super rowdy. And I'm like, first off, there's no stage at this place, so I'm on the ground level. I'm on the ground level with the crowd, and they saying shit. And the one dude in the back, he's like, "Don't you say shit about my wife?" Just doing the whole thing. And I start roasting them, right? And like, but it's getting like he's roasting me back, and we're going back and forth. But then he really was roasting me. I'm like, bro, like I got the mic, fam. I'm really about to start roasting you for real. So I started talking about his shirt. You know, he had a like. I told him he looked like he had a salmon color shirt on. So I started like roasting a salmon color shirt, and then like the crowd was like half. Like some people were laughing, some people were not laughing because we were in each other's face at this point. And the lady who was hosting grabbed the mic from me. Like I didn't see her; she was behind me, and she grabbed the mic. And then it was embarrassing though. Like this lady just fucking grabs the mic from me, bro. I was like, what the fuck? Like she's like, yeah, don't you be insulting my crowd, like. So it's kind of like she kind of like took the mic and was like, "You insulted my crowd. You don't deserve to be here." And I'm like, "Are you serious right now, lady? Are you serious?" You know what I'm saying? Like she was like, "People are not laughing." I'm like, half people are laughing, half people are not laughing. So I think that's pretty fucking good. You know what I'm saying? But she just wasn't having it, and yeah, it was kind of like embarrassing.
Hey, I had one night where I had a joke that bombed, and one woman was got offended, just kept heckling there after every joke I had. It really like just messed up my whole set.
Yeah, it happens, bro. Like I had another one where I did a lot of Zoom comedy during COVID, and so I was doing all right, and then the lady didn't laugh at my joke. She was like on the Zoom comedy, she was like, "Boo, you suck." And I tried to go into like the Zoom and like, "Where you at, lady?" so I can roast your ass. But she obviously had her camera off, but that like fucked up my entire set, and like none of my jokes hit after that. I was like, yeah, this is the worst ever, you know.
Yeah, threw off your vibe.
Yeah, like horrible.
How about you, Matt? I feel like you got a good story for this.
Yeah, I was doing a local club here, and I was doing a bit in which I was recreating a prison shower, and I was an inmate who was being shanked at the same time he was being sodomized at both ends. And I'd done it for a couple of friends, and they laughed their asses off. But when I was in front of the audience, after about a minute, I noticed there was no laughter. And in the faces I could see in the first couple rows, the jaws were hanging open, like, "Oh my God, what's he doing?" And I thought, screw this. I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish this bit. So I did. And there was no applause, no laughter, no nothing. And I walked straight out the back door of the club. I came back the next week, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I gave the audience a choice. I said, "Do you want me to do a bit on frog sex or a bit about lesbians?" And some guy at the back of the club, had to be one of the other comedians, said, "Do the inmate." So I thought, you bastards. But that was the first time nobody laughed or moved. So it sticks in my mind. I'm proud of it.
Wow. Yeah, it's been great. I mean, it's been a great stream. This has been the longest stream I've done. Like most of the time, most of my streams are like in between 40 to 45 minutes. This is like over 50.
Nah, yeah, you're doing more streams.
Man, it's fun.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be doing it.
Hop in next week when I do another part of Hangout.
I can't hear you.
Yeah. Try to hop in next week. I'm gonna have another guest next week.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You ever want me back? You have my message. Throw me a line.
All right. It's good to have you on, Matt, Steven, and Tom Mac. Have a good weekend, y'all.
All right, fam.
Thank you, guys.
Good to meet you guys.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, peace out.